by the ways of the demonstration in Berlin. It was on the tab, but I mean, all it is, yeah, it's not, it's fine. It's not true. Anyway, I'll just explain it. And there's a map that will illustrate where these things are in the UK. But there are councils across Europe that have been passing motions declaring themselves TTIP-free zones. There are hundreds of these now across Europe, a lot in Germany. There's about 40 or so in the UK. 40 councils have declared themselves TTIP-free zones. And Students Against TTIP and students who are concerned about this are starting to try and get universities to pass motions as well. Primarily, like initially, students' unions and branches of the UCU, the lecturers' union. The UCU is already against TTIP. And then potentially building up to trying to get universities themselves and university governing bodies to declare themselves opposed to TTIP. These are symbolic measures. They don't have legal force. Calling yourself a TTIP-free zone doesn't change any of the legal reality, but it's part of this kind of ongoing wave of pressure that there's been. There are thousands of activists in the UK and tens of thousands of activists across Europe who are mobilising around this issue, getting people, you don't get 3.2 million signatures just out of nowhere, just because there are a few newspaper articles. You get that because people are doing things like what Anushka and Molly have done, organising meetings, spreading the words, getting out there, doing stunts, doing stalls, whatever it might be. So there is stuff happening, although as I say, it means we need to kind of push to make it a bigger issue, I think, in the public minds. But we're confident that it is possible to defeat TTIP. They're already well behind schedule. They wanted, at this stage, to be onto the kind of final stage of negotiations and just checking the kind of legal niceties, basically. Because even that process takes a year for something as big and complex as this. They're not there yet. They're still negotiating. We've got an American presidential election coming up, and that throws spanners in the works as well, potentially. Trump, for all his problems, is sceptical about this. Bernie Sanders is opposed to TTIP. So, some sort of, we've got some interesting allies. But anyway, it'd be great if Sanders got in and killed TTIP. I'm not so sure about the former scenario. But anyway. So yeah, anyhow, that's my introduction to TTIP and the situation. And I think we've got some time now to have a discussion about the issues, and it'd be good to hear your thoughts. And then if anyone's interested in getting active, we can talk about that as well.
Okay. There we go. No.
Could TTIP be used as a force for good?
Could it be used as a force for good? What do you think?
Well, cutting out the corporate sponsorship and the bureaucracy, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon it could by imposing EU standards on the US.
Right. Yeah. So if the standards in the US were sort of dragged up to EU level, yeah. I don't think there's any realistic prospect of that happening. So, on paper, potentially, but in terms of the interests that are driving this, I refer back to the statistic I gave about the meetings that the EU Commission have been having, right? 90% of its advisory meetings with business representatives, right? And corporate lobbying is really embedded into the fabric of the EU Commission, and the same with the US Treasury. And none of the evidence that there's been around TTIP suggests anything about a raising of standards. Right at the start of the deal, the EU, as a sort of sweetener measure for to the US to sort of demonstrate its positive intentions, it allowed, I forget the name of it, but there was a particular pesticide that it allowed to to go through in the EU as a kind of sign that, look, we're looking to relax our standards and make it easy for US companies to do business in the EU. So, yeah, described formally, described in technical terms, bringing standards into line.